Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Eclectic Astrology channel. Just a quick voice note for you all listeners, avid fans of astrology and psychology, because this channel is all about uncovering the self in various forms and the complexities that is the human being. The human being, the more I discover and get into these podcasts, I discover that it's anything but simple. We are all multi layered, multi dimensional creatures. And in this channel, we are trying to unlock it through Vedic astrology, bridging it with things like Enneagram, the Myers-Briggs model, the NLP model, the multiple intelligence model, and so on and so forth. Anyway, the multi-dimensional nakshatras series, what is it about? Those series uncover the basic bridge between the Vedic astrology nakshatras as well as the Enneagram, the 9 types of Enneagram, and the 16 types of MBTI. Now, as you know, there are 27 nakshatras. So, building a bridge is the attempt of these multi-dimensional nakshatra series. So, as you go through this different one of 27 nakshatras, you will figure out the different bridges that are possible between MBTI model, the 16 types, how it ties into the nakshatra, as well as the different Enneagram types which can possibly link to Pushya Nakshatra. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, okay, my nakshatras are scattered in different planets, in different houses, and so on. It becomes highly complex. How do I figure that one out? Well, for that, there will be upcoming case studies which really gets into the deep dive mode. But before that, there are these multidimensional nakshatras. First, I urge you to go through the whole thing, see which nakshatra or which planet is sitting, and do your sort of own little homework, so to speak. Do your own little homework to see what is bridging in my chart, which planet is sitting, what is the function of the planet. Mars, for example, is drive and logic. Ketu is, for example, detachment and higher thinking, sort of a liberalistic thinking. Rahu is more obsession. Saturn is about work. Mercury is about intellect. Sun is about your thought process. Moon is about your emotions. You can try this on your own chart and the charts of your family, friends, and so on. So, first measure I would suggest is go through each one of these multidimensional nakshatras. The podcasts are scheduled up till 2027, so there's lots of it upcoming, and already scheduled to premiere on different dates. You can see that. So I suggest you subscribe if you are a serious student of astrology who's also interested in some degree of psychology. Because, folks, let's face it, here is where I come from in this channel. Unless we know what the embodiment of soul is with respect to the mind, the complexities of the mind, that's where the soul is embodied, and the drives of the subconscious mind, we will not know what talents we have. And we are increasingly approaching an age where it will be vital for us to help our young people, our children, our students, the youth, in discovering their um, talents and abilities rather than thinking this profession or that profession. As you know, and as you can see in 2025, after the advent of the AI, lots of jobs are getting lost. People are losing the jobs and trying to figure out what must I do next. Now, this channel and all the content it provides with regard to uncovering your personality with respect to Vedic astrology and using all the models that are out there, I'm trying to bring to you a depth of content which is focused on uncovering yourself, your talents, your work preferences, where you would function best, and what you would enjoy the most. Yes? So, this is where I'm going with the whole content. So, multidimensional nakshatras. It's a bridge between the nakshatras, the 27 nakshatras of Vedic astrology, MBTI, the 16 types, as well as the 9 types of Enneagram. So, enjoy.
The multi-dimensional Ardra Nakshatra. Did you ever wonder why some people seem to be born disruptors, shaking the very foundations of what others accept as truth? They don't just question reality. They tear it apart, analyze its core, and rebuild it in a way that makes more sense. When you think about it, these are the ones who aren't afraid of chaos, who walk straight into the storm, who find clarity in destruction. They are not here to conform. They are here to redefine, reconstruct, and revolutionize. Is it any wonder that Ardra Nakshatra, ruled by Rahu and symbolized by the teardrop, carries the energy of intensity, transformation, and raw intellectual power? This is the nakshatra of destruction and renewal, of seeing through illusions, exposing falsehoods, and demanding truth in its rawest, most uncomfortable form. Ardra natives don't tiptoe around life. They dive into the depths of complexity, unraveling what others fear to face. Look at the scientists, the innovators, the rebels, and the truth seekers who refuse to accept things as they are. Whether in technology, psychology, philosophy, or activism, they thrive in disrupting outdated systems and exposing what is hidden beneath the surface. They don't simply accept knowledge, they break it apart, challenge it, and reconstruct it into something stronger, sharper, and more advanced. And what makes them so powerful? It's their relentless need to uncover what others overlook, their ability to dismantle illusions, strip away falsehoods, and reveal the uncomfortable truths that most would rather avoid. Unlike Migashira's curiosity or Rohini's nurturing energy, Ardra thrives in intensity, in extremes, in the moments of destruction that pave the way for evolution. They are fiercely analytical, unafraid of the darkness, and driven by an insatiable hunger to know more. But here's what's most fascinating. Ardra's power isn't just in breaking things down, it's in rebuilding them better. They are not just critics, but visionaries, the ones who see what's broken and refuse to look away. Whether through scientific discovery, artistic expression, or personal transformation, they shatter the old and construct something revolutionary in its place. So, the next time you see someone who walks into chaos with confidence, who sees clarity where others see confusion, who thrives in transformation rather than fears it, ask yourself, are they channeling the fearless, cutting-edge force of Ardra? Because when you really think about it, they aren't just intense. They are the catalysts of change, the seekers of hidden knowledge, and the ones who remind us that nothing evolves without first being shattered. The multi-dimensional Ardra Nakshatra, the MBTI connection. Did you ever notice how some people thrive in chaos, challenge convention, and dismantle outdated systems with razor-sharp intellect? They don't just question reality, they deconstruct it, analyze every detail, and reconstruct it in ways no one else dared to imagine. When you think about it, these are the ones who push the boundaries of knowledge, refuse to accept limitations, and embrace the storm of transformation with fearless curiosity. Is it any wonder that Ardra Nakshatra aligns with MBTI types that challenge norms, crave intellectual depth, and fearlessly seek truth? The INTP, ENTJ, and ENTP, each in their own way, embody Ardra's intensity, analytical power, and relentless desire to uncover and refine knowledge. They don't just navigate the world, they tear it apart, redefine it, and build something stronger in its place. The NTP, the logician, is Ardra's intellectual powerhouse, analyzing everything with ruthless precision and detached curiosity. Like Ardra, they thrive in complexity, deconstructing ideas to their most fundamental truths. They don't seek stability, they seek understanding, peeling away illusions, questioning reality, and uncovering deeper patterns in everything. They are the ones who ask what no one else dares to ask, who challenge assumptions, who dismantle the comfort of certainty in pursuit of raw knowledge. Then there's the ENTJ, the commander, the one who doesn't just understand systems, they overhaul them, reshape them, and impose their vision upon them. Isn't it obvious why this type aligns with Ardra's ability to break down and rebuild? ENTJs, like Ardra, are unapologetically bold, strategic, and driven, seeing flaws in the world and refusing to tolerate them. They burn through obstacles, dismantle inefficiencies, and rebuild systems that are stronger, faster, and more advanced. They don't wait for change. They force it into existence. And what about the ENTP, the debater, the one who thrives on intellectual challenge, radical innovation, and fearlessly questioning everything? Unlike the deep internal analysis of the INTP or the commanding presence of the ENTJ, the ENTP channels Ardra's electric, fast-moving, and disruptive energy, jumping from idea to idea, breaking down rigid structures, and forcing people to rethink everything they thought they knew. They are provocative, sharp-witted, and endlessly fascinated by tearing apart limitations to reveal new possibilities. So, when you meet someone who dissects ideas with surgical precision, who thrives in the unpredictable, who sees opportunity in destruction and clarity in chaos, ask yourself, are they channeling the fearless, transformative force of Ardra? Because when you really think about it, they aren't just intelligent. They are the disruptors, the architects of change, and the ones who remind us that the world evolves only when we dare to dismantle what no longer serves us. The multi-dimensional Ardra Nakshatra, the Enneagram connection. Did you ever wonder why some people seem drawn to intensity, transformation, and disruption? They don't just adapt to change, they cause it. They don't accept surface level truths. They dig deeper, question everything, and refuse to look away from the uncomfortable. When you think about it, these are the ones who walk into the storm instead of avoiding it, knowing that destruction often leads to rebirth. They aren't afraid of truth, pain, or complexity. They thrive in it. Is it any wonder that Ardra Nakshatra aligns with Enneagram types that challenge norms, embrace depth, and fearlessly pursue transformation? The Challenger, type 8, the Investigator, type 5, and the Individualist, type 4, each in their own way, mirror Ardra's relentless drive to uncover, disrupt, and evolve. They don't just exist in the world, they reshape it, destroy illusions, and demand absolute authenticity. The Challenger, type 8, is Ardra's raw, unapologetic force, the one who dominates, disrupts, and rebuilds with sheer willpower. Like Ardra, they do not tolerate weakness, dishonesty, or complacency. They are fearless in the face of conflict, willing to tear down structures that no longer serve a purpose. They don't just accept change, they enforce it. Their energy is one of power, control, and an unshakable sense of authority, ensuring that whatever they touch is transformed by their presence. Then there's the Investigator, type 5, the one who doesn't just seek knowledge, they dismantle reality to its core, analyzing every possible outcome before reconstructing their understanding of the world. Isn't it obvious why this type aligns so strongly with Ardra's intense intellectual drive? Type 5s, like Ardra, thrive in isolation, deep analysis, and relentless questioning. They don't accept easy answers. They break down concepts, seek hidden truths, and refuse to settle for surface level understanding. They are cerebral warriors, drawn to depth, complexity, and knowledge that others fear to confront. And then there's the Individualist, type 4, the one who embraces intensity, transformation, and the beauty of chaos. Unlike the raw power of type 8 or the detached logic of type 5, type 4s channel Ardra's depth and emotional complexity into art, philosophy, and personal reinvention. They don't fear pain, darkness, or existential questioning. They lean into it, finding meaning in destruction, rebirth, and self-expression. They are creators born from chaos, weaving beauty from the broken, turning loss into profound transformation. So when you meet someone who challenges systems, breaks through illusions, thrives in intensity, and transforms everything they touch, ask yourself, are they channeling the unstoppable storm-like force of Ardra? Because when you really think about it, they aren't just intense. They are the disruptors, the seekers, the fearless catalysts of change who remind us that nothing evolves without first being undone. The multi-dimensional Shatabisha Nakshatra. Did you ever wonder why some people seem to walk the path of knowledge, mystery, and unconventional wisdom, preferring solitude and depth over superficial interactions? They don't seek the spotlight. They seek the truth, the hidden patterns, the deeper understanding that others overlook. When you think about it, these are the ones who aren't afraid to break free from norms, who embrace independence, who thrive in their own world of ideas, exploration, and innovation. Their power isn't in conformity. It's in vision, healing, and the ability to see what others cannot. Is it any wonder that Shatabisha Nakshatra, ruled by Rahu and symbolized by a circle, representing mystery, enclosure, and wholeness, carries the energy of introspection, unconventional wisdom, and scientific or mystical exploration? This is the nakshatra of healers, inventors, rebels, and visionaries, those who thrive in solitude, yet contribute profoundly to society through their insights and discoveries. Shatabisha natives don't follow traditional paths. They carve their own, often venturing into realms of knowledge that others fear or ignore. Look at the scientists, healers, mystics, revolutionaries, and outliers who seem to have an innate ability to understand complex systems, whether in medicine, technology, psychology, or metaphysics. Whether in alternative healing, space exploration, quantum physics, or humanitarian reform, they work best when allowed to explore independently, pushing the boundaries of what is known and accepted. They don't just fit into the world, they question it, deconstruct it, and rebuild it in their own image. And what makes them so powerful? It's their ability to function outside societal norms, to embrace solitude while holding a deep sense of purpose, and to unlock truths that remain hidden to others. Unlike Danishta's momentum-driven execution or Uttara Ashada's structured leadership, Shatabisha moves with intellectual curiosity, self-containment, and an unshakable dedication to knowledge and healing. They are the lone seekers, the problem solvers, the ones who remind us that real change often comes from those who dare to think differently. But here's what's most fascinating. Shatabisha's power isn't just about knowledge, but about transformation through understanding. Whether through medicine, technology, spiritual healing, or scientific discovery, they seek to uncover hidden truths and use their wisdom to bring about progress, healing, and enlightenment. They don't crave attention. They crave discovery, truth, and the satisfaction of knowing they are unlocking something deeper. So, the next time you meet someone who thrives in solitude, who is drawn to complex knowledge, who questions the rules and reshapes perspectives, ask yourself, are they channeling the enigmatic, truth-seeking force of Shatabisha? Because when you really think about it, they aren't just unconventional. They are the innovators, the healers, the quiet revolutionaries who remind us that sometimes the greatest breakthroughs come from those who dare to think beyond the limits of the known world. The multi-dimensional Shatabisha Nakshatra. Did you ever notice how some people seem to operate outside of the mainstream, thriving in solitude and intellectual depth, preferring discovery and knowledge over social validation? They don't conform to tradition. They question it, dissect it, and often redefine what is possible. When you think about it, these are the ones who live in the realm of ideas, constantly seeking truth, exploring the unknown, and pushing the limits of human understanding. Their power isn't in social influence, it's in intellectual independence, unconventional thinking, and their ability to perceive what others overlook. Is it any wonder that Shatabisha Nakshatra aligns with MBTI types that thrive on deep analysis, innovation, and an independent approach to knowledge and problem solving? The INTP, INTJ, and INFJ, each in their own way, mirror Shatabisha's intellectual depth, visionary thinking, and drive to uncover hidden truths. They don't just work within existing systems. They challenge, reimagine, and reshape them with groundbreaking ideas and insights. The NTP, the logician, is Shatabisha's intellectual explorer, constantly analyzing, questioning, and uncovering complex systems and theories. Like Shatabisha, they are fascinated by abstract concepts, scientific discovery, and unconventional wisdom, often thriving in fields that require deep thought and problem solving. They don't just learn, they seek to understand at the deepest level, often pioneering new perspectives in their quest for knowledge. Then there's the INTJ, the mastermind, the one who sees patterns, envisions the future, and structures knowledge into something that can be practically applied. Isn't it obvious why this type aligns with Shatabisha's relentless curiosity and drive to challenge conventional wisdom? INTJs, like Shatabisha, prefer working alone, thinking ahead of their time, and leading revolutions in knowledge, technology, and strategy. They aren't just thinkers, they are planners, ensuring that their insights lead to concrete advancements. And what about the INFJ, the mystic, the one who combines intellect with intuition, seeking deeper truths and offering profound insights to the world? Unlike the detached INTP or the goal-oriented INTJ, the INFJ channels Shatabisha's deep perception, focusing on hidden truths, spiritual wisdom, and guiding others through transformative knowledge. They connect patterns beyond logic, blending intellect with intuitive foresight, making them ideal mentors, spiritual seekers, and visionaries. So when you meet someone who thrives in solitude, who constantly seeks knowledge, who operates outside the norms with an almost futuristic understanding of life, Ask yourself, are they channeling the enigmatic, truth-seeking force of Shatabisha? Because when you really think about it, they aren't just intellectuals. They are the innovators, the healers, the revolutionaries who remind us that true progress comes from those who are willing to look beyond the surface and embrace the unknown. The multidimensional Shatabisha Nakshatra, the Enneagram connection. Did you ever wonder why some people thrive in solitude, constantly searching for deeper truths, questioning everything, and breaking conventional thought patterns? They don't seek approval from others. They seek understanding, often diving into subjects that most people wouldn't dare explore. When you think about it, these are the ones who work best alone, obsessively pursuing knowledge, understanding systems, and unlocking hidden truths. Their power isn't in social influence. It's in intellectual mastery, unconventional thinking, and the ability to see the unseen. Is it any wonder that Shatabisha Nakshatra aligns with Enneagram types that thrive on deep knowledge, individualism, and breaking through barriers of thought and understanding? The investigator, type 5, the challenger, type 8, and the individualist, type 4, each in their own way, mirror Shatabisha's insightful, independent, and truth-seeking nature. They don't just think, they question, deconstruct, and rebuild entire worldviews in search of something greater. The investigator, type 5, is Shatabisha's intellectual pioneer, seeking knowledge beyond what is commonly accepted, always questioning, always exploring. Like Shatabisha, they aren't interested in small talk or superficial interactions. They crave depth, complexity, and mastery of their field. They prefer solitude, independence, and the freedom to study, research, and unlock mysteries on their own terms. Then there's the challenger, type 8, the one who doesn't just seek knowledge, but uses it as a tool to break down barriers, question authority, and enforce their own truth. Isn't it obvious why this type aligns with Shatabisha's boundary-pushing, unconventional energy? Type 8s, like Shatabisha, aren't afraid to shake up the system, challenge outdated norms, and introduce radical new ways of thinking, often making them pioneers in innovation, science, and social change. And what about the individualist, type 4, the one who refuses to conform, seeking a deeper, more meaningful understanding of existence? Unlike the knowledge-driven type 5 or the power-focused type 8, the type 4 channels Shatabisha's mystical, introspective nature, searching for meaning beyond the material world. They embrace the unconventional, diving into philosophy, metaphysics, and alternative healing, seeing beauty in what others might dismiss as strange or unfamiliar. So, when you meet someone who questions everything, who prefers solitude, who seeks to understand things others ignore, who thrives in unconventional spaces, ask yourself, are they channeling the enigmatic, truth-seeking force of Shatabisha? Because when you really think about it, they aren't just different. They are the knowledge bearers, the system breakers, the visionaries who remind us that true evolution comes from those who dare to think beyond what is already known. The multidimensional Swati Nakshatra. Did you ever wonder why some people seem to move through life with effortless grace, carving their own path without being bound by rules or expectations? They don't follow the crowd. They define their own direction, embracing independence, adaptability, and freedom. When you think about it, these are the ones who thrive in movement, who shift gears seamlessly, who carry an air of self-sufficiency while inspiring others with their limitless energy and charm. Their power isn't in control. It's in fluidity, persuasion, and the ability to harness the winds of change to their advantage. Is it any wonder that Swati Nakshatra, ruled by Rahu and symbolized by the wind, carries the energy of independence, negotiation, and boundless exploration? This is the nakshatra of self-made individuals, entrepreneurs, diplomats, and wanderers, those who thrive in dynamic environments, who seek knowledge through experience, and who master the art of flexibility and self-determination. Swati natives don't just accept life's changes, they embrace them, using their adaptability to grow stronger, freer, and more accomplished. Look at the entrepreneurs, travelers, negotiators, and independent thinkers who seem to navigate challenges with ease, who see change not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity, who refuse to be confined by tradition or societal norms. Whether in business, politics, communication, or creative pursuits. They thrive on freedom, intellectual curiosity, and the ability to reinvent themselves whenever necessary. They don't just move through the world, they ride the winds of change, shaping their reality as they go. And what makes them so powerful? It's their ability to be both detached and deeply engaged, to move with the flow of life while staying rooted in their individuality. Unlike Chitra's precision-driven artistry or Vishaka's intense ambition, Swati moves with ease, charm, and a strategic awareness that allows them to navigate the unpredictable with finesse. They are the free spirits, the independent minds, the ones who know that true success comes not from rigid control, but from knowing when to shift, adapt, and take flight. But here's what's most fascinating. Swati's power isn't just in movement, but in influence. Whether through persuasion, social intelligence, or the sheer force of their adaptable nature, they have an uncanny ability to make things happen, to convince, to negotiate, and to ensure that they always land on their feet. Their strength isn't just in their ability to change, it's in their ability to help others change, to introduce new ideas, to bring transformation without force, but with irresistible charm and wisdom. So the next time you meet someone who thrives in their independence, who bends without breaking, who rides the shifting winds of life with confidence and ease, ask yourself, are they channeling the free-spirited, self-sufficient force of Swati? Because when you really think about it, they aren't just adaptable. They are the wanderers, the persuaders, the navigators of life who remind us that true power isn't in resistance, it's in knowing exactly when to let go and soar. The multidimensional Swati Nakshatra, the MBTI connection. Did you ever notice how some people seem to move through life like a gust of wind, unpredictable, free-spirited, and impossible to pin down? They don't just adapt to change, they thrive in it, constantly reinventing themselves, seizing opportunities, and flowing effortlessly through life's challenges. When you think about it, these are the ones who value freedom above all, who refuse to be confined by rigid structures, who negotiate their way through life with charm, wit, and strategic brilliance. Their power isn't in control, it's in movement, flexibility, and the ability to shape circumstances in their favor. Is it any wonder that Swati Nakshatra aligns with MBTI types that thrive on independence, persuasion, and adaptability? The ENP, ENFP, and ESTP, each in their own way, mirror Swati's free-spirited, strategic, and opportunistic energy. They don't just fit into the world, they shape it, constantly shifting, evolving, and riding the winds of change. The ENTP, the debater, is Swati's ultimate strategist, thriving on intellectual exploration, quick thinking, and the ability to turn every situation into an opportunity. Like Swati, they are fast-moving, adaptable, and always ready to challenge norms. They don't just accept reality, they question, refine, and reshape it, using their persuasive abilities to convince others to see things their way. Their intelligence is fluid, sharp, and boundless, making them natural entrepreneurs, communicators, and thought leaders. Then there's the ENFP, the campaigner, the one who lives for excitement, new experiences, and the thrill of endless possibilities. Isn't it obvious why this type aligns so strongly with Swati's expansive, explorative energy? ENFPs, like Swati, thrive in movement, constantly seeking adventure, meeting new people, and spreading innovative ideas. They don't follow tradition. They create their own paths, inspiring others along the way. Their charisma, adaptability, and fearless pursuit of freedom make them natural change makers. And what about the ESTP, the entrepreneur, the one who thrives in fast-paced environments, taking risks, seizing opportunities, and living life on their own terms? Unlike the ENTP's intellectual debates or the ENFP's emotional depth, the ESTP channels Swati's fearless spontaneity, preferring action over theory, adaptability over structure. They don't wait for opportunities. They create them using their charm, quick wit, and sharp instincts to navigate any situation. Their strength isn't just in movement, it's in their ability to read people, negotiate deals, and always land on their feet. So, when you meet someone who embraces life like an open road, who moves with freedom, who turns every challenge into an opportunity, ask yourself, are they channeling the adventurous, ever-shifting force of Swati? Because when you really think about it, they aren't just adaptable, They are the explorers, the negotiators, the trailblazers who remind us that true success isn't about standing still, it's about knowing exactly when to move. The multi-dimensional Swati Nakshatra, the Enneagram connection. Did you ever wonder why some people seem to flow effortlessly through life, always in motion, always seeking, always adapting? They don't force their way through obstacles. They navigate around them, shifting direction when needed, always landing on their feet. When you think about it, these are the ones who thrive on independence, freedom, and the ability to shape their own reality. Their power isn't in control. It's in movement, influence, and the ability to bend with the winds of change while never losing themselves. Is it any wonder that Swati Nakshatra aligns with Enneagram types that thrive on adaptability, autonomy, and the power of persuasion? The enthusiast, type 7, the challenger, type 8, and the individualist, type 4, each in their own way, mirror Swati's fearless independence, social intelligence, and ability to turn challenges into opportunities. They don't just follow life's currents, they ride them, steering their destiny with charisma, cleverness, and an unshakable belief in their ability to find their own way. The enthusiast, type 7, is Swati's adventurous wanderer, the one who thrives on new experiences, change, and endless possibilities. Like Swati, they refuse to be tied down by structure, always seeking excitement, freedom, and the next big opportunity. They are the ones who reinvent themselves constantly, turning life into an adventure, meeting new people, and chasing new ideas with contagious enthusiasm. Their power isn't in standing still. It's in their ability to move, adapt, and make life an exhilarating ride. Then there's the challenger, type 8, the one who doesn't just go with the flow, but learns how to control it. Isn't it obvious why this type aligns with Swati's self-sufficient, fearless energy? Type 8s, like Swati, refuse to be controlled, always ensuring that they dictate their own terms in life. They don't wait for permission. They seize opportunities, negotiate power, and assert their influence wherever they go. Their ability to command respect, navigate challenges, and always land on top makes them natural leaders, risk takers, and power players. And what about the individualist, type 4, the one who walks their own path, refusing to conform, ensuring that they remain distinct, unique, and entirely their own person? Unlike the thrill-seeking type 7 or the dominant type 8, the type 4 channels Swati's deep need for self-expression, autonomy, and living life on their own terms. They don't seek approval. They seek authenticity, always ensuring that they are moving toward a life that truly represents their individuality. Their strength is in their unwavering commitment to being different, in carving a path that is theirs and theirs alone. So, when you meet someone who thrives on freedom, who adapts to any situation, who moves through life with effortless charm and a natural ability to get what they want, ask yourself, are they channeling the boundless, ever-moving force of Swati? Because when you really think about it, they aren't just independent. They are the wanderers, the self-made individuals, the ones who remind us that true success comes not from holding on, but from knowing exactly when to let go and move forward.